What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Tuesday. Got a nice 6-game slate here tonight, and I got it broken down for you with 6 of my favorite plays on the slate. My money 6. Last night we had some great plays, but then some plays that really just sucked. I mean, Anthony Davis went off over 80 DraftKings points. Montrezl Harrell returned a lot of value. I believe he had 44 DraftKings points. Also, Jaylen Brown had around 36. So those 3 plays, a lot of value, a lot of production. But then the other side of things, Marc Gasol. Again, this guy absolutely hates me. The third time I recommended him. The first 2 times, he shot around 20% from the field. This time, very passive. He only had 5 shots in 25 minutes and a premium matchup with no Clint Capella, and he had like 7 turnovers. I mean, he was very passive. He would just out of sync the whole entire game. He kept on looking for guys to be open, and then he was just throwing it away. So I don't know if he was playing like drunk or something like that. I don't know if he had something on his mind, but he just looked lost on the court. Looked terrible. So that sucked. And also Terry Rozier really sucked in a good matchup. He actually didn't play in the fourth quarter because he was playing so bad. But he was really chalky, so it was less of an impact on that one. But Marc Gasol really let me down. I hope you guys did well, though. Hopefully you avoided Marc Gasol, my advice on him, and you just ran out those other 3 guys. But we got a nice slate here tonight. Before we get going, be sure to show some love to the like button. Let's try to get over 150 likes on this video. If we can hit that, that'd be amazing. So let's just get into it. The Russell Westbrook, pretty obvious here. This game is going to have an insane pace to it, and this game can just stay close. I think Westbrook can honestly go for 70-plus DraftKings points. He has that kind of upside in this matchup. And just 30 minutes against him the first time, he almost had a triple-double, 51 DraftKings points. So if he can just get closer to around his 37 minutes that he gets a game, I think he can honestly have a huge game. So not much to it. Trae Young, bad defender, insane pace, and Westbrook is going to eat in this matchup, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first guy. Then we're going to go with another stud. We're going to pay up for 2 guys. I like some value guys towards the end of the slate. So Jokic, he's been a lot more aggressive recently. If you look at his shot totals, 23 shots, 19, 21, 20, 29, 18. So he's just being a lot more aggressive. That was kind of his one downside towards the beginning of the year, where he was only putting up around like 12, 13 shots, and it really limited his upside. But with him being more aggressive in these kind of games where he can get closer to 25 points on the field, and he can get that double-double in his last 8 games. He's had a double-double, so you can almost pencil him in for a double-double in this game. The Warriors play at a faster pace, so it is an uptick in pace for Jokic, and I think he can get a triple-double here in this matchup, honestly. He has that upside. 10,300 probably is the best matchup on the court as well, so there's no reason for the Nuggets not to go back to Jokic heavily in this game at home here in Denver. For whatever reason, Jokic just loves playing in Denver. If you look at his splits here, shooting a lot better, averaging 9 DraftKings points more at home. Not sure if you look too much into that stuff, but still numbers pointing in favor of him in Denver here. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy. Then we're going to go with Brandon Ingram. Huge upside here at 6,600 with him having some games where he's been heavily involved with some usage around like 28-30%. He definitely has the upside. I mean, the last 2 games, he's been a little bit worrisome. But this was a tough matchup going against the Utah Jazz in Utah as well. They're a solid defensive team. And against the Cavs, I'm not really sure why he wasn't able to take advantage of that matchup. The assist total was down a little bit there, so that kind of sucked. But I feel like he just has some more assist potential in these kind of games. He showed it off against Detroit and Dallas, where he had 6 in both of those games. He had 9 against the Kings. So without LeBron, he does have the added upside for the assists. It's just whether or not it kind of can fall in his favor. And I think this kind of matchup, it definitely can. Going against Chicago, he's going against a rookie small forward in Hutchison, who isn't very good defensively. His defensive rating is really bad this year. So I think Brandon Ingram can take advantage of that matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my third guy. I'm going to go with Bembry here. The guy's been playing a ton of minutes. Taurean Prince might be back here tonight. But if he does play, I think he'll want to get around 15 to 20 minutes. He'll be coming off the bench. And he is still coming back off that injury. And now he has flu-like symptoms. So, I mean, it's just a combination of things where I don't see him getting much run. And Bembry has been playing very solid in a lot of minutes for them recently. He had 32 minutes, 41, and 37 minutes, 3 out of the last 4. And he's had some solid games. I mean, 26, 30, and 33. So I think he can do something similar to that, where he gives us around 25 to 30 DraftKings points and a lot of run. So elite minutes at only 4,500. And also the Thunder do play some solid defense against their kind of main positions, like Trae Young against Russell Westbrook. I could see him easily struggling in that matchup, meaning that they go to guys like Bembry more and the fast break opportunities, as well as this game is going to be extremely fast paced, and Bembry kind of thrives in those kind of situations. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fourth guy. Then we're going to go with another Phoenix Sun here. Not Phoenix Sun. I was thinking Alex Len, Phoenix Sun. But Atlanta Hawk and Alex Len. He had 17 minutes last game. That was because he got in major foul trouble. But Dedmon did get hurt in that game, or he didn't play. I'm not sure what it was. I think he didn't play in that game, actually. And Spellman got the start. But that was kind of more because I think Brook Lopez is not your traditional center. He's more of a stretch five. But in this game, Steven Adams, he wants to be banging down low. And against a guy like Spellman, I don't think Spellman can really hold up there. So I would imagine that Alex Len would draw the start in this game. I mean, he played really well against the Thunder in their first matchup. He came off the bench. Dedmon really struggled, but Alex Len came in 23 minutes. He scored 29 DraftKings points, had a 19-5 in 23 minutes, and he was very aggressive with 14 shots. So he definitely isn't afraid to get going in limited minutes. I think he's averaging a little bit over 1 DraftKings point per minute. So with him, if he can stay out of foul trouble and get around 20 to 25 minutes, I think he can return a lot of value. He's shown that upside earlier with some more run in these games of 27 and like 35 minutes against these bigger teams too, like against Andre Drummond. He really balled out in that game. So he has the upside, 4,100. He honestly could break the slate if he shows up that upside here again, and he plays closer to 30 minutes against a guy like Steven Adams. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fifth guy. Then I'm going to go with James Johnson. Definitely a dart throw here, but at 3,900, the thing that kind of matches up well here is that James Johnson, when he does get more run, it's typically due to the matchup. I mean, he had against Toronto, against Kawhi Leonard, he had 29 minutes, who is a very aggressive and very big part of their offense. And they did the same thing against Giannis in the first time. He had 30 minutes, dropped 31 DraftKings points. So, I mean, like, if things are lining up here, trying to predict what Eric Spoelstra is kind of trying to do is like trying to predict the weather from like a month from now. But James Johnson, if it was ever going to be a time where he gets around 30 minutes, it's going to be in this matchup. I mean, Giannis, he shot 3 for 12 in that game. He really struggled, so there's no reason for them not to try that again with James Johnson in this matchup. I mean, if you want to beat the Bucks, you got to limit Giannis, so it makes sense for them to have James Johnson on the court around 25 to 30 minutes here. So let's see if I can finally predict Eric Spoelstra. I've been unsuccessful like the last 10 times this year, but let's give it another go here. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in James Johnson. Definitely more of a GPP play because he could easily get around 15 minutes if Spoelstra isn't feeling it here tonight. But that is it for the plays. You got Westbrook. He could go for 70. Ingram could go for 40. Bembry could go for 30. James Johnson could honestly go for 30. Jokic could go for 60. Len could go for 30 to maybe even 35 if he's feeling it same. But that is it for the plays. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did. Like I said, over 150 likes would be great. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to continue to get these NBA DraftKings picks the remainder of the season. Good luck here tonight, though. You can follow me on Twitter at MoneyWebby for any updates in the plays. If anything changes with some injury news or anything like that, definitely an injury to monitor is this Miles Turner situation. He did go through a practice the other day, so I would imagine he plays. But if he is out, Sabonis is definitely an option if you want to pivot off Jokic and go there for the sour relief to go a little bit more balanced with the remainder of the plays. But good luck here tonight, and we'll see you back here again next time.